23 points, it must be back up to 23 or more advantage for Cologne in the World Cup overall.
Yeah, I think on this day we needed a statistician or accountant with us in the commentary box here, because this is becoming too complicated to actually work out the swings and roundabouts of this.
Legkov wasn't aware they nearly tripped each other up there. I think that was Legkov.
And Dürr there moving into 4th place there for Austria, and he's had some decent results in the Tour de Ski, top 10 in the 15-kilometer mass start in Val di Fiemme towards the end of this season's Tour de Ski, and also top 10 in Davos in the double pursuit there, and he was top 20 in Sochi. So he's made progress. He's got a ranking this season for the first time. He's outside the top 40, but in 2012 and in 2011, no points, no ranking. So that's a step forward for the Austrian.
A big, and you know, Dürr, he seems to be thriving, well, living with the pace at the front all the time. This is changing here now. There's not so much energy in this chase pack, except Halvorsen going wide. He's realizing that this might be the decisive point of the race with an hour 14 gone.
Södergren towards the end or the back of that pack of racers. And I think some of them have got to start moving now, because this is dangerous, because you've got Chernousov up there and you've got Legkov, and they are not likely to weaken one little bit. And you've got Roland Clara now deciding to do a little bit of work here. And what have we got? 3, 6, 7 away. And Clara skis, look how actually Legkov's skis have been very, very good. He's got good glide on those skis.
Lucky man, what a difference it makes. It doesn't just make a difference on the descents. When you're going up these steep hills, they just feel that little bit freer. It's a lovely feeling. Although the chasing pack, I know it's foreshortened, but they're not that far away, are they?
I think back to that day in Val di Fiemme where the Russian servicemen got it all wrong, and that lot are probably somewhere in Siberia, because the new lot seem to have got it right ever since.
And the lot before that got it so wrong, they all left rather quickly. It's a tough world. Some more withdrawals. We said Penson, and now it's Jesse Cockney from Canada, and Andrew Young from the Huntley Club. He's just unfortunately pulled out, so having a bad day. Well, it's a difficult pace this to race, because it's not an even rhythm. This is sort of staccato. It's now that's one of the Russians, and who is that? 23. That's Glavatzik of Russia having that fall. Now, didn't we see him fall over the banking in Canmore, and the skiathlon? He fell down a banking and lost in the lead group, and he lost a whole lot of time. Fatigue at an hour 16, not just physically, mentally. If you lose a lot of fluid, your thinking isn't quite as sharp, your reactions aren't quite as sharp. The fatigue maybe beginning to be felt.
And here's a little bit of humanity. Johan Olsen after Val di Fiemme reflecting about the difference between himself and Peter Northug, and he said, well, you know, Peter Northug, he's a world star. Me, I'm just dad. I've got a daughter, Molly, less than 2, and with, of course, Anna Dahlberg, former medalist and racer for Sweden. So that's Johan being laid back and cool and not giving anything to Northug. And it doesn't really matter, because who won the 50? Johan Olsen, not Petter Northug.
And who will be remembered forever for the way that he did it? Olsen, because that was, everybody respected that was the toughest way to win and take a 50 kilometer, to lead it for 40 of the 50.
So Austria with the advantage. And now you can see there's a sense of urgency, Mike, that is coming into the whole field now.
And Petter Northug there, he is amazing. He just moves forward so apparently effortlessly.
But it is a 26-second time gap, so the time difference has extended. So Petter Northug here being pursued by Gjerdalen, and of course Gjerdalen was a late replacement for Sundby when he got sick, and Gjerdalen very, very tough. Look at this. He always starts steadily and he winds his races up, and I think that's a very effective way of racing. And Jerdalen, you know, he'll just put his head down and go here, and he could still get something out of this, because I don't think the final shape of the race has really arrived at the moment. And Jerdalen, yeah, bronze medalist in the 15 behind Petter Northug.
Well, it looks like he's there to assist Petter Northug. There's Northug. I was going to say to assist Petter Northug. Northug needing to close this gap. You would expect Northug's going to change his skis. Who comes along to help? Jerdalen, come on. We need to drag you forward. What a worker. So there is a little bit of team help, I would suggest, there.
And right behind those two was Legjanin, having a little look around. Kalle Halvarsen to see where things are, and you can see he's 30 seconds off Roland Clara, the leader for Italy.
There's Södergren, who, well, not just quite in picture now. Now he took the early lead, but 40-odd seconds behind is hurting right now. The whole field, David, it's blown to pieces. The pace, the changes of pace, and now it's Italy at the front.
Yeah, well, we've talked about this before. If you remember how Kenyan long-distance track athletes used to do this, the Henry Ronos of this world on 10,000 meters, they start off and they slow it down, and then they accelerate and they slow it down, and it's really disruptive, and it blows a huge number of people out of contention because they just can't go in such an unrhythmical way.
Well, that's right. You poison your body with this, the byproduct of your muscles not able to take all this oxygen in, the lactic acid. And if you take yourself to a high lactic acid, some athletes are used to a sustained hold, but not an altering of the pace where it's really high. I still think that Northug is exhausted at this moment, but he's quite amazing.
But there you can see, best part of 20, well, it is 20 seconds, isn't it? Jerdalen and Northug. And then you've got Legjanin following Kalle Halvarsen, coming up there in 11th place. And once again, Halvarsen proving to be the tough Swede, the up-and-coming star. Well, up-and-coming behind Johan Olsen, but Johan Olsen is already a proven achiever.
Oh, very, very much. Interesting there, Cologne, and behind him, Chernusov. They were both, well, hitting their quadriceps, their main leg muscle groups, and maybe cramp just beginning to be felt in some of the muscle groups at this stage in the race.
Well, Cologne, 7-4 favourite. Legkoff 11-4. Those were the bookmakers' top two. Northug 4-1. Legjanin 14-1. He's not there, but Chernusov is in there at 30-1. And as far as Sundby is concerned, more than 100-1 because he just wasn't quoted.
That's amazing, absolutely amazing. Petter Northug, well, being led by Jerdalen, it looks like he's closing this gap. They're putting in a massive effort, knowing that this group are probably going to change their skis and they need to be there or thereabouts, or they'll lose a lot of time. Sundby's looking back. Maybe he is there to slow this down or to help Northug.
So 32.5 kilometers. So once we come into the stadium, they've got 2 more rotations after this one. And I would say, Mike, that, you know, the decision of the race is going to come in, or the people who are going to fight out the race are going to be determined, uncovered, call it what you like, in the next rotation.
Yes, the pace is really, really strong. The pace is so painful. Sundby, for me, is the easiest up front. He keeps looking back, wanting it. Jerdalen and Northug to make contact. They're not far away.
Johannes Duhr doing a good job for Austria. He's doing a bit of the donkey work at the moment there as they go on to the terrace, getting ready to swing. There he is in that yellow hat, if that's what it really is. And now about to swing left-handed into this famous arena. This is what makes it so special. It's an amphitheatre, both for cross-country, for Nordic combined, for ski jumping, and indeed for biathlon. And they come down here. There are the skis. Interesting to see who's running well there. Cologne looks as if he definitely wants to change skis, I think. Just having a look at that. Legkoff coming up again now. Now, there's another drink opportunity coming here, and this could help that chasing pack there, Jerdalen and Northug. If they slow down,
Northug's got them so much back in his sights. He must be feeling good that he's closed all that 26 seconds as it was.
But have a look here. Coach with the arms out. Does he not recognise his racer? Legkov takes drink, so does Clara, so does Dua. Colonia, oh, bit slow on Colonia. And there's Northug, he's up there. It doesn't take the full bottle, that was more like a gulp. And Jordalen a little bit more.
That was just a mouthful from Petter Northug. But he's done all the work to close this back down. Amazing, amazing what he can do. Well, there they are, they're turning right. Who's going to go straight on, straight out of the... Well, other than changing their skis, everybody going in to change their skis so far.
Oh, I think they've got to, because I think this next rotation, as I said, is so decisive that they want to go out with fresh skis here, because this is where attacks can come. And,
well, Clara up the front, if he gets those skis changed so fast and nips out Dewar, the 49, number 49, he's already clipped into his skis and he's skiing back, well, soon to be skiing back out. There he goes.
Working with Legkov and Colonia side by side. And who's the more efficient? Legkov, not very clever. Legkov there, coming out and almost tripping Roland Clara. Sundby out there, Dewar, so they're very, look at that, within 5 seconds, Rutte in there, Jordalen in there, Halvarsen won't be far off either. There he is, 11 seconds, he's got 5 seconds to make. And now also just going out there, Remo Fischer wearing 42, Yaparov in to change on the near side leg. Janin was just changing as well. 11 going out there, and Rickardson, Mike, 31 seconds, but he's in the top 20 now. So Rickardson, this is where I reckon that Rickardson's going to move.
He's slowly, I mean, the race is still an awful long way to go with 2 of these complete rotations still to unwind. And look at Northug, he's back right on the ski suit, on the skis of his main rival, exactly as he wanted to. Well done, Jordalen, for helping him close that gap.
Well, this is going to be interesting. If they dawdle, then 1 or 2 can get back into this. There you can see Legkov on your right and Colonia on your left.
I thought Colonia was very slow there. He's having problems. He should have been out there in this with this 3, but he had a problem clipping into his skis.
To be honest, neither of them were very good. And
romantic.
Nothing like an afternoon hug, is there?
On a cold, damp day.
Yeah.
And great to see the city way down, or the heart of the city. And it shows how steep this, how awful this climb is.
Yeah, and all those people having a little glass of aquavit just to warm themselves up in the afternoon, particularly those who were out last night. That, you know, that's a tradition, isn't it? To camp outside, you cook outside, you have this camaraderie of everybody getting around the fire. You know, just it's in a way it's unique to Oslo.
Very, very much.
It's unique to Norway.
And the great outdoors, the families, they take their little 2- and 3-year-old kids out there. No matter what the temperatures, you're going to learn our culture. And I think that's why there's so many good clubs, because everybody loves the great outdoors. And the cold weather doesn't put them off. And some Swedes coming across the border.
Yeah, not far away. Usually it's the other way. The Norwegians go to get the cheap shopping in Sweden, because their currency buys a lot more than the other way round. Oh, is that a little flask I saw there?
Exposing his woolly socks. What's happening to the pace? Is it backing off? Probably not, with Legkov up the front.
Yeah, could this be Legkov's day? I mean, you know, so far he hasn't put a foot wrong. 24, that's Peter Eliasson of Norway, who we picked out earlier as another possibility because of the long distance performances that he's put in. And there he is on the left of your picture, having a little around Clara. No, I'm afraid there's no Italian mate for you. And just having a look and being aware, which is just as well. But you can see in this race there, you've got a couple of Russians and 3-4 Norwegians in there.
Do you know, I feel that Eliasson's been put up front to slow it down, because this is turning pedestrian, so I think someone has to take it on. They're trying to give Northug some recovery.
And Clara decides that it's far too slow, and he gets on with it there. Dürr of Austria just about in in 5th place now.
Because I think Northug was going through a bad patch. He got dragged forward by